Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Grab the strap. Okay. Shit. Come on. Yeah, get it. 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 Get it. Yeah, move out the way. Yeah, move out the way. Yeah, move out the way. Yeah.
Max Kellerman was left completely stunned after seeing the latest training footage of Terence, but Crawford's struggling to hide his disbelief.
Number 1 fighter in the world.
What's your name?
Pound for pound, Terence Crawford. We going for 42-0.
Where's he from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Height and weight.
You understand?
Who's he going against? Let's take him down.
Alvarez, Canelo.
Oh my God, he's serious, bro. Good luck. You're the man.
The undefeated pound-for-pound king has always been respected for his slick skills and razor-sharp ring IQ, but now he looks like an entirely new fighter. Bigger, leaner, and visibly stronger, his physical transformation has stunned the boxing world. The change is so dramatic that fans are asking a question few ever imagined: could Canelo Alvarez be stepping into the toughest fight of his career? And it's not just fans talking. Analysts, promoters, and even rival fighters are weighing in on this massive super fight. Some believe Crawford is on the verge of shocking the world, while others argue he may be taking on more than he can handle. Before we break down Max Kellerman's surprising reaction and explain why his comments have sent shockwaves through the boxing community, make sure to like the video and subscribe.
Unless Crawford was on a knockout streak until he moved up to junior middleweight and then failed to stop Madrimov. So, and Canelo, though he has not stopped anyone in a while.
Now, this is where things get truly interesting. Max Kellerman isn't just another voice in boxing. He's widely regarded as one of the sharpest minds in the sport. He spent decades analyzing champions and breaking down legendary fights. After stepping away for some time, he's now officially returning as part of the broadcast team for this massive super fight, which alone had fans buzzing. But what really set things off was his reaction to Crawford's latest training footage. Kellerman openly admitted he was stunned by what he saw. Crawford didn't just look ready, he looked completely transformed. The familiar lean welterweight build had given way to a noticeably bigger, more powerful version of Bud, one that looked right at home at super middleweight. Still fast, still precise, but now carrying muscle and strength fans had never seen before.
Time I saw Crawford, he moved up yet another division, beat at the time a guy I thought was the best fighter in the division. Turns out he wasn't, but I thought he was at the time. And before that, had just annihilated Errol Spence. So if you look at all the boxes, I'm going to check Crawford for most of them, if not all of them.
And Kellerman didn't stop there. He analyzed a matchup in his trademark style, explaining that Crawford still owns key advantages in speed and ring IQ. In his own words, when he looks down the list, he checks Crawford's name in most categories, if not all of them. That a powerful statement, especially from someone who has long praised Canelo as one of the sport's all-time greats. But here's the twist. If Kellerman truly believes Crawford checks almost every box, why does Canelo remain the betting favorite?
Suite of skills, recent vintage, it's been Crawford.
Okay.
But Canelo also is skilled and has a larger skeleton than Crawford. No matter what they weigh, Canelo's the bigger guy.
Kellerman ultimately answered his own question, saying the difference comes down to size, durability, and experience. Canelo Alvarez turned pro at just 15 years old and has spent nearly 2 decades competing at the very highest level, facing elite names like Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol. He's a natural super middleweight who knows how to carry that size comfortably in the ring. His ability to adjust his style to match any opponent is a major reason for his long-term dominance. As Kellerman explained, Canelo is simply the naturally bigger man, which is why he remains a favorite. So while Crawford may check more boxes, on paper the one factor that could matter most, size, still favors Canelo. And Kellerman isn't alone in that view, as fighters and insiders remain sharply divided on the outcome.
It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Take David Benavidez, for example. Someone who knows exactly what it takes to compete at super middleweight. He didn't sugarcoat his opinion, saying the size difference is simply too big to ignore. In his view, Canelo would win purely because of that physical advantage. And the numbers back it up. Crawford is jumping up 3 full weight classes, while Canelo has built his career dominating naturally bigger opponents. That kind of jump is almost unheard of, and even for a talent like Crawford, it brings serious questions. Can pure skill overcome such a physical gap, or does the body eventually reach its limit? Still, not everyone believes size tells the whole story.
He couldn't cut the ring off. Just feel like the timing now, the age, Canelo is amazing. I mean, not just because of his ability and what he's accomplished, but the fact that he still has the desire.
Veteran promoter Eddie Hearn even leaned slightly toward Crawford, which caught many by surprise. He acknowledged Canelo would be the favorite, but said he wouldn't be shocked if Crawford found a way to win. Still, Hearn raised a question on everyone's mind. How will Crawford respond when he gets hit?
Bud's gonna do good. He's gonna do good, but I don't think he's gonna win. But I do see Bud like getting a lot of punches off, being able to tag Canelo with some good shots, but they have no effect. That's the thing.
Then there's Ryan Garcia, who offered his own blunt assessment. He respects Crawford's complete skill set, the ability to box trade and switch styles on the fly, but he also pointed to moments from past fights. At times, Crawford has been caught by heavy shots against someone like Canelo, who's built a career on absorbing punishment and firing back with precision that can become a dangerous weakness. And finally,
and Crawford going up against him. So the only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. A lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. It's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man,
Regis Progress gave the most straightforward take. Weight classes exist for a reason. No matter how dominant Crawford is at 147, 154, or even 160, moving into Canelo's division is an entirely different challenge. Critics can debate size all they want, but the training footage that stunned Kellerman tells its own story, a story hinting that Terence Crawford might be rewriting the rules. Terence Crawford stepped into the gym looking like a completely different fighter than the one fans are used to seeing at welterweight. His shoulders were broader, his arms thick with muscle, and his chest had filled out as if he'd been living under the squat rack. When he struck the heavy bag, it didn't make the usual sharp pop. It let out a deep, echoing boom. Every punch seemed to shake the gym walls, sending a clear message: Crawford isn't just moving up in weight. He's moving up with real power. Fans online were quick to react, many stunned at how much size he had added in such a short time. Social media exploded with comments questioning if it was even the same fighter, with some joking that Crawford now looked more like a middle linebacker than a welterweight. Others worried that in gaining all this muscle, he might have sacrificed his biggest weapon, his lightning quick hand speed. But Max Kellerman rejected that idea entirely. He insisted that Crawford still had the same sharpness and snap at his punches, only now with significantly more force behind them.
Oh, yeah. She's 2001. Oh, you're an asshole. Oh, yeah. I knew when I put foot down. I used to do that. I was going to fight somebody or something. That's great. You're going to fight them.
In Kellerman's view, Crawford hasn't lost an ounce of speed. He's just added a whole new gear. If that's true, Canelo could be facing a version of Bud the world has never seen. But while Crawford's transformation grabbed headlines, another story surfaced that added even more intrigue, and it had nothing to do with Bud himself.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Jiren Boots Ennis, one of boxing's top rising talents, was revealed to be sparring with Canelo Alvarez ahead of the fight. On paper, sounds like a perfect learning opportunity, iron sharpening iron, but the boxing world saw it differently.
Thing. It don't matter if Canelo is on that. He ain't beat no Terence Crawford. You heard it here first. Plus, I look at the performances of Canelo. I look at his last performances. I mean, they've been all right, you know. It ain't been like, you know, wow, you know, blew me away.
Timothy Bradley never wanted to hold back, went straight after Andis blasting Boots for taking the sparring role. "You a world champion, and you a sparring partner," he said bluntly. But Bradley didn't stop there. He accused Andis of avoiding real competition, and even claimed Boots had dodged an interview with him hanging up the phone instead of answering tough questions. To Bradley, this wasn't just sparring, it was a poor look for a fighter being touted as a rising star. That sparked a bigger debate. Was Boots Andis selling himself short by becoming Canelo's secret weapon? Or was he making a smart move to test himself against greatness either way? The story made headlines casting Andis as both a hidden advantage for Canelo and a lightning rod for criticism. Then things got really interesting. Crawford himself reacted to the news that Canelo had brought in Boots for sparring, and he did it with a laugh. Cool, calm, and dismissive, Crawford joked that if he weren't a real threat, Canelo wouldn't even need Boots to prepare. In his eyes, that move revealed more about Canelo's concerns than his own. Then came the mic drop moment. Crawford declared that after September 13th, there would be no excuses, no talk about weight classes, no chatter about preparation, just the undeniable truth of what happens when they step into the ring. Max Kellerman shared that confidence, noting that Crawford already checks nearly every box except natural size. But if this bulked-up version of Bud can deliver both power and speed at 168 pounds, even that one missing box might not matter. If that's the case, the narrative flips entirely, and suddenly it's Canelo with questions to answer. That unpredictability is exactly what makes this fight so compelling. Legends and analysts can't agree Mike Tyson leans one way, Antonio Tarver another. Promoters like Eddie Hearn give Crawford a slight edge, while fighters like Benavidez insist size is everything. The division in opinions is real, and it only adds fuel to the fire, heightening the hype for what promises to be an unforgettable showdown.
He's not me. Yeah. You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Yeah, Tim had said comparison of like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
The big question hanging over this fight is straightforward. Can Crawford carry real knockout power into the super middleweight division? Fighters have moved up in weight before, but few have attempted such a leap against an opponent as dangerous as Canelo. Crawford's speed, timing, and adaptability are world-class, but Canelo's chin and durability are legendary. What happens when unstoppable skill meets an immovable tank? That's the high-stakes chess match fans are desperate to see. Here's where things stand. Max Kellerman, one of boxing's sharpest analysts, admits he's genuinely shocked by Crawford's new look. Fans are split between awe and concern, while other fighters are weighing and taking sides and stoking the drama. Through it all, Terence "Bud" Crawford remains calm, confident, and seemingly unshakable. The question lingers. Is this bigger, stronger version of Crawford the one who can finally dethrone Canelo Alvarez, or will moving up 3 weight classes be too much too soon? Fight Night will answer that. But for now, even a veteran like Max Kellerman, someone who's seen it all, can only say one thing. He's shocked. Share your thoughts in the comments below.
All those doubters, at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I get that.
What time is it? What time is it? Terence!
Stay in the loop, guys, for the latest boxing news, highlights, and updates. Subscribe to BW and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time,